I need to ask you a question.
Be curious, drifters.
Allegron's won the Brisbane Cup, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow. Barraquil, Benny Allen hasn't moved.
Broadside him, bobbed, won the Golden Rose.
Pride of Jenny, trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenny has run them into the night. Switzerland, the big winner by 2.5 Bellatrix Star.
He's down, Jolly Star. She is a star in the making. Jolly Star bolts in.
It's all Isthmus. She's very smart and fast.
Mate, before we get into all of the analysis, hard-hitting analysis that we bring to the horse racing industry, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
mate, this is episode 300 for
is
us.
it?
Yeah.
Triple ton.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wowee.
Yeah.
It only feels like yesterday that we started this journey.
Yeah. What, August 2020? During COVID?
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's awesome. 300 of the best. 300 of the best thanks to the good people at Nets.
Yeah, we had Team Red on board early days.
We did, yeah.
And then we transitioned to the good people at Ned's.
Yeah.
And we're very glad to be in their stable.
Absolutely.
Not sure they'd be glad that we're in their stable at the moment, given how our hosted pod performances are going.
Yeah. No, you're right. There's no debating that. Yesterday was just a bit of a throw at the stumps, though.
Yeah.
Because there just wasn't that much cash in there.
And also, I feel like all the selections were pretty justifiable. Some of them got rolled. All of them got rolled. What am I saying? But just some bizarre outcomes, and we'll unpack it all as well. But yeah, 300 episodes, mate. It's been good fun.
It's been good. Would like to say that we pick more winners now compared to when we first started, but it's probably not the case.
Well, I think we, in general, we probably have. I think this spring has been difficult.
I've had a few good weeks.
Yeah, I haven't.
I've had a few fill-ups in the spring, but it's coincided with the weeks that we're not doing a pot. Yeah, literally.
Non-pots. The pots are cursed.
The pots are cursed, mate.
Yeah.
After we could pull up a horse.
After the divine pot that started it all. But even that was looking grim at one point. So, yeah. But, Derby Day's next weekend. I feel like we can kind of turn it around.
If you have a shithouse spring, but you only have one good day and it's Derby Day, you are still better than everyone else.
Exactly right. And Derby Day is where we get into our work. It's our favourite day of the year.
We're back markers.
Yeah. Yes. Which, depending on where the wind is situated at Flemington, potentially the place to be.
Yep.
Anyway, let's get into a bit of a review of Moonee Valley. Let's just start. Let's not bury the lead here. Via Sistina, a back-to-back Cox Plate winner. I was really warming to her the more the week went on. I thought her lead-up run in the Turnbull was good. For a lot of people, probably myself included, saying that she's done. Okay, she still was placing in each run. For fuck's sake.
What's going on?
Camera's off.
Oh, no. Well, you fix that, and I'll talk about Via Sistina. I didn't think... What was my thoughts on Via Sistina? I thought she was a genuine chance and the justifiable favourite. I went Antino on top because I thought he had a better leading prep, and I thought he was ready to peak, and I thought if he had a peak run, he was going to be fighting out the finish with Via, and he was a better price.
Yeah.
I definitely thought she was a winning chance for sure, but did I have a cent on her? Absolutely not. I didn't see Buckaroo running second by a nostril.
No, because he was complete dog shit in the lead up. But I think they were both the beneficiaries of what is seemingly a genuine tempo set by Treasure at the moment out in front. So looking at the racing.com figures, to the 800 metres, they went 3.5 lengths above standard. From the 8 to the 4, 3 lengths above standard, and then they went 3.5 lengths last 400 metres as well. So, bit of a kooky analysis of that, because Star of India, who actually ran home, I think it was like 0.2 of a second quicker, has rated less lengths better than standard, but it's a lesser race. So technically, by the way, I'm kind of comparing things, it should be better than what the Cox Plate rated. But also, times are just one element of it as well. But I don't know. I need some sectional gurus to really unpack this for me, because our gut feel, looking at it, was that's not the best rating Cox Plate of all time.
No. I was, I hate to be a depressed Declan, a Victorian victim. But after the race, I was a bit deflated. I was like, oh, that seemed a bit dross. I think because the lead up to the Cox Plate was about Globe and whether he was going to run, and he was the obvious leader, and therefore him not running and being scratched on Thursday morning meant that there was going to be it's like, okay, well, who's going to take up the running and lead and do the donkey work? And are we going to get a truly run race, which we just had in Victoria? There's been no truly run Group 1s almost at weight for age. And yeah, we ended up having Treasure of the Moment, taking up the lead, and she's not
No, she's better off taking a sit behind.
She's got good tactical speed, and she's one who, in lesser grade, she can lead and win against her own sex, against her own age group, mostly. When you get to this weight for age stuff, like, she wants something to bring her into the race, like what happened first up, and yeah, she ran super but faded, and then Via Sistina and Buckaroo made their runs, and Via Sistina just got the bob, But watching it live, I saw that and I was like, Buckaroo's just run second by a nostril in a Cox Plate after showing...
Attrition's run fourth.
Attrition's run fourth. And he's a good horse, Attrition. He's not 1.5 lengths off winning a Cox Plate good.
3.5.
Sorry, 3.5.
Yep.
I was looking at Treasure of the Moment, my mistake. And then something's gone on with Antino.
Oh, Blake Shin said his action was no good from the 1,000.
Yeah.
So you could see it.
You could see it. So Blake potentially could have been more positive. I don't think it makes a difference anyway. Like, Antino's obviously something's not right there. Yeah,
nothing in the stewards report that what I can see. But there was also apparently Swift Falcon went a miss. After he just missed the previous week, but there was nothing in the stewards report.
It might take a bit longer, yeah.
So these things kind of develop over time. So, yeah, well, hopefully everything's all good with the Antino, but he was far below his best there. Other horses, I thought Light Infantryman ran super. I thought Attrition was great. Aliana was untested, and at this, she's just not ready for this level, I don't think. And then Nepotism, bit of a speed hump, but he was like, he was fine. I think what we were talking about immediately post the race as well was, why is there only 8 horses in this field? Because, and I was thinking about it more, I'm like, what else would really spark this up? The Spring Champion was a pretty thrilling contest in the end. Imagine those two colts going to this. Attica, Shangri-La Boy, but also Transatlantic, as you were pointing out.
Transatlantic.
Steffi in different years.
Yeah.
Cheerwolf. Fangirl.
Yeah.
Linda Mann
should have been there. And there's so many factors that are the causation of there only being 8 horses in this race in the Cox Plate. One of them is just the gluttony of races and prize money in spring in Sydney.
Just fat piggies, aren't they?
Oh, mate,
I understand it.
I get... Tony Gollan was interviewed that morning on racing.com, and they said, Transatlantic, there's plenty of races in Victoria post the Toorak. Why have you taken him up to Sydney? And he was like, well, he's a 5-year-old. There's a there's a $1 million
lead up race
specifically for 5-year-olds that I think he can win. And then the grand final for 5-year-olds is worth $2 million. And he's a gelding, so why the hell not? I'm like, yes, Tony. If I own Transatlantic,
Thanks, bro.
I'd be like, absolutely, mate. Yeah. Absolutely, let's cash that check. But if those races didn't exist, I reckon they would have taken him to a Cox Plate and said, let's really test this guy out over 2,000 metres after being a good, tough two-rack winner. And this would have happened, probably before COVID.
Yeah.
Cheer Wolf in the King Charles, that race used to be earlier on in the spring. You race him in the Epsom as a top weight, and then you take him to the Cox Plate, or alternatively, you run him in a Turnbull. Like he takes the typical spring path. Mate, Autumn Glow would not look out of place in a Cox Plate.
No way.
And I was saying to you yesterday, she's going to a Golden Eagle as a 4-year-old mare. Fair enough. Like, she'll probably win that, and it's worth a stack of money. And I was saying to you that if the Golden Eagle existed when Winx was 4, would she have gone and won that first Cox Plate like that, or would she have gone to the Golden Eagle?
Yeah, probably a Golden Eagle.
Probably. And then you wouldn't have 4 Cox Plates in a row, the GOAT.
So, records are set, and a lot of the time we want to see them broken again. That 4 Cox Plates in a row, in all likelihood, will never be broken again now.
Probably not. And another reason why is because of the dominance of Chris Waller. He's an unbelievable trainer. Like, he's got the Quinella in that Cox Plate. And, he had success throughout the day yesterday and throughout the entire spring carnival. But you cannot tell me that if Linda Mann was trained by a different trainer, that he wouldn't be in a Cox Plate. He's purposefully not putting his horses against each other. Because he doesn't want to clash, he doesn't want to jeopardise like Via Sistina going back to back, you know what I mean? For Yulong.
Put that in context. I think Linda Mann's the only horse to beat Sir Delius this prep.
Man, he's been racing super. Like, do you know what? He could have won that Cox Plate yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely he could have.
Because he would have been railing like a greyhound.
At the Valley,
he's been in great form.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he's a weight for age superstar, but strike while the iron's hot.
Mate, absolutely.
So, yeah, I hate to be a depressed Declan and Victorian victim, but I just want to see the best horses race against each other. And I just don't think we're getting that. And I think there's a variety of reasons. And a lot of people would have been stoked yesterday because they love Via and they would have been on at $2, whatever. And they would have been like, how good, J-Mac 4 in a row, Via Sistina 2 in a row. And that's all fantastic. Like, it's great. But you look beneath the surface, and I reckon the last Cox Plate at the Valley in its current form deserved a lot better.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I had a early futures multi. So obviously Sir Delius in the Caulfield Cup that didn't eventuate. It could have been a lot worse, right?
It could have been a lot worse.
The race of the race week.
Yeah,
and it would have been thrown out,
yeah,
which would have been devastating.
Yeah,
but I had Via to win the Cox Plate and Jimmy Starr to place in the Everest.
Oh wow!
So would have been very close, but anyway, yeah. So I think there's a race for attrition or light infantrymen in Perth. In Group 1s there. Looking forward to, say, like Champions Day. If they continue on the prep with Via, maybe they probably don't need to this year. That's my vibe.
Yeah, don't know if she's bouncing around. If she's well, she'll probably go there. Why not? I don't know what they do with Antino. Like, even if there's nothing that comes out of the stewards report, I reckon you just put him away after that run. Yeah, it was really disappointing, and clearly something's amiss. Was
Via popular through the tipping competition?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Let me have a look.
And I'm finding like the tipping comp is actually very reflective of the
absolutely
odds
it is
that the odds that these horses actually start.
Via Sistina was very popular. She had 38% of the vote, and then Antino had 30%, and then slightly less for Treasure at the moment, or a fair bit less, about 15%. But The drifters only wanted to be with two horses, really.
Yeah, but 38% for a $2.25 SP, like $1.90 on the tote. Like that's below market expectations.
I think, and I reckon this would be fair to say, is that we probably have predominantly Queensland listeners, and they're probably backing in Antino, the Queensland horse.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I reckon. But she was very popular.
Okay. All right, let's get to the rest of this card then. Beast Mode, well named. He was a bit of a beast. Went 10 lengths above standard here. So I think Tonkin's run well. Don't Hope Do. The first three across the line went super, but Beast Mode's just absolute superstar around the valley. But sorry, brah.
Yeah.
You don't have that up your sleeve anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He was dominant. Tonkin had 50% of the hold for the drifters, and Beast Mode was about 23%. So, it was a good win, well ridden by Craig. And look, the money he opened like at nearly $5 and jumped at about threes, maybe sub 3. So the riding was on the wall.
Yeah. Napoleonic was outstanding.
Yeah.
Won by basically 4.5 lengths, just running away from him. Snow Mercy, first leg of the ill-fated system bet through the Ned's pot. This is what it says in the Stewards report. So, began awkwardly, raced keenly after being crossed by St. Edward near the 1,000, then became awkward on that filly's heels, shifted out near the 900 metres, made contact with Napoleonic on several occasions, then raced wide without cover thereafter. Rider Lachlan Neindorf reported the filly had not raced for 4 weeks, raced fresh and over-raced throughout, which was detrimental to his performance. A post-race examination did not reveal anything. So
it's just a horror watch.
Yeah, it was not good, was it?
It was a horror watch. She had 20% of the hold, and Napoleonic had about 45%. So people are keen on her.
Yeah, and I think sometimes I see gaps between runs for some horses, and I love it.
Yeah.
Charmstone being one. I think I actually loved the setup for her, right?
Yeah.
And we will get to that. But for a horse like Snow Mercy, where she's probably a bit earlier in her career, maybe it's you're going to have things like this pop up where 4 weeks between runs might not be the recipe.
Yeah, and I think she just looked a bit uncomfy in the run. Maybe being inside horses initially didn't suit her, but yeah.
Yep. The Crockett, J-Mac goes back-to-back here on Stardom. He's riding a few more for Waterhouse Bot these days. Beating Rohisha and Kujenga, who Kujenga brought that apocalyptic form from Sydney. Rohisha, Lindsay Park, well-trained. You were keen on Proficient?
Yeah, I was pretty keen on Proficient. I just thought the map worked out really well for her, but this is a pretty significant step up in grade, so I think it was just a bit overwhelming. She had 23% of the hold. Trey Magnifique had 40% of the hold.
Yeah, so that's above market expectations as well. I was on Trey Magnifique as well. Just that, if Snow Mercy was a bad watch, this was worse.
Oh, she was disgusting, wasn't she?
She actually didn't stop over racing until after the line.
No. Just did not look comfortable at any stage.
And for everything that she did wrong, she only got beaten 3.2 lengths. It's actually unbelievable.
I reckon you need to get her down the straight, maybe.
Flemington, absolutely.
Yeah.
1,400 metres at Flemington.
Quick back up. The Furphy sprint.
Yeah, 1,400 metres at Flemington, maybe. I reckon she'll get out a bit further. I was, you were saying, because I buy best bets pretty much each week throughout spring, right?
Yeah.
And if it's a memorable day, one that I want to look back on fondly, and I've got a pile of them here.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Like that, right?
Wouldn't mind having a look at that, actually.
Then I can kind of go, I've got circle the ones I like, all that.
Yeah.
But what I did yesterday was I actually got a different coloured Sharpie out, and it was a red Sharpie. And it was the ones I was basically putting a line through that weren't scratched.
Yeah.
Proficient was actually one of those for me.
Yeah, right.
Reason being, and I'm keen to get your thoughts on this, where she was 1,000 metres up to 1,200,
You don't like that?
I don't like that, and especially I guess like early in her career. I think the step up from 1,000 meters to 1,200 is just different gravy. I think it's more pronounced than what the 1 furlong step up is.
Yeah, fair enough. To be honest, I didn't really think about that, if I'm honest. But it is something that I do take notice of. I know I've found success at the Valley as I've gotten older. I always used to find it pretty hard tipping at the Valley, but as I've gotten older, because I sort of try and ignore everything that I've seen from the horses prior, and just look at the map first, because you just want to be up and in typically at the Valley, and then I'll sort of go back from there. So I really like Trade Magnifique, but the reason why I went with Proficient was because of the map, and I was wrong on both counts anyway.
Yeah, but Proficient beat home Trade Magnifique.
True.
So
I was just nowhere near it.
It's a little win.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, the Phillies Classic, 1,600 metres. Salty Pearl looked the obvious. I was just trying to find something to get this horse beat, and she just absolutely pretty much brained him. Enviable. You said she was flying. She ran super.
Yeah, she ran super. I think she's looking for further. I think she's looking for. I think they should have saved her for the Wakeful, and then backed her up in an Oaks. She's a Frankel filly, and she was sort of laying out a little bit too. But I thought she ran great. I think just Salty Pearl was just a better ride and a better horse on the day for sure.
Benny Allen's in good form,
and he goes well at the Valley. Benny Allen. Yeah. I'd like to see his strike rate there.
Yeah. Barraquil helps.
Yeah, Barraquil does help. But she's a little Tagaloa filly, Salty Pearl. Pretty sure his service fees is something ridiculous, like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Japanese Blue Diamond winner.
Yeah. But we should have seen him over 2,000 metres as well. He just, because I think we only saw him as 3-year-old, late season 3-year-old.
Did he start favourite for Guineas?
Yeah, Australian Guineas, I
Australian
reckon.
Guineas,
And I reckon
yeah.
he ran down the track. Because he won a CS Hayes, he won a Blue Diamond. And he won that Blue Diamond impressively, 3-wide no cover the entire trip.
Yeah.
With me on. He was that was one of my first good wins on Tagaloa. God bless him. I jumped on Sunlit Serenade. Not a reckless serenade for all the Arctic Monkeys fans out there, but she loomed up to be the winner of this race, and then she just did not finish off. So, a little bit of market support for her as well, but
there was.
All honours the winner, best form going in.
She had 50% of the hold pretty much, and then Enviable had 20%. Yeah. So that's the market there.
So we're getting into a few juicy ones, and these could have been the difference makers in the end for this tipping competition. I don't know anything about the result, but how many people tipped Star of India?
Mate, a surprising amount. 10%.
Well, he started at $11 SP.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's about meeting market expectations.
Look, the drifters were split on this race.
No shit.
Middle Earth 20%, Point King 20%, Casino 17, Future History 20%. And then Star of India, 10%. So, they were split. And look, did Star of India ultimately, was it a difference maker in the tipping comp winning? We'll have to wait until the end to find out.
Okay, all right. Well, he recorded his first win in what was it, 3 years? I think Alan Kerr was the same, the runner-up.
Oh, really?
So, he was a drought breaker of sorts.
This was a Betfair race, though. This was a lay Middle Earth.
Well, fucking hell, mate. He was $3 on Wednesday. He started $7.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We said he was if we were to have 2 lays of the day.
Yep.
Maybe we should do that for the pot next week.
Maybe we should.
Rivellino was the first one. He was a clear lay of the day for us. We got pretty lucky there. But Middle Earth was number 2.
Yeah.
And it worked out that way. I do think Middle Earth, off the back of that run, I could see him running an improved Melbourne Cup performance.
I think so. Blink has helped. He carried top weight.
Like top 10.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. And Mooney Valley for this horse isn't his go. I think Flemington, Melbourne Cup, he'll have a decent weight. Yeah, he's probably one that you can throw in your exotics, I reckon.
The Tessio, she's a hustler. For Graham Begg, good trainer of mares. Of the She's horses, the market absolutely pummeled She's Unusual, but she settled midfield where she's been leading up her races in Sydney.
I didn't like her in this race at all. Look, more of the drifters were on She's a Hustler than She's Unusual, but they were the top two. And a few of them were on See What I See to bounce back. So, and she actually ran well. But, yeah, I don't know why the market spat out She's a Hustler.
Mate, I saw a lot of pros love her too.
Yeah.
And they were really knocking up for She's a Hustler's chances. I went through the replays. I'm like, yeah, She's Unusual has been great.
Yeah.
But She's a Hustler, I was looking at what I was seeing. I'm like, I can't really poke any holes in this. So
Geordie Childs, Graham Begg have a great strike rate. Graham Begg's a good trainer. Yeah, she's been racing well. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I jumped on moving out. Again, market support. About $14 into sevens. Loomed up, given a positive ride, and then just ran like a busted. So, yeah. All right. This is probably the runner I'm most interested in and how many people actually tipped it. Von Hawk.
6 people in the entire tipping comp.
6 people.
6 people did.
Yeah, right.
950 fixed starting.
Oh, no. You're kidding. That's cruel.
All the totes were like $13.
Yeah. Whirlpools would do that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, they would have smashed Lindsay Park.
Yeah,
in this
they would.
race.
They would
Same silks as Mr. B. Because J-Mac didn't override in this one, did he? Yeah, right.
35% of the hold for the drifters was on Rise at Dawn. I was keen on him as well.
Yeah, so was I.
He ran well, but look, was I ever going to find Von Hawk? No. Did someone at our table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it the around the grounds bet? Yes. So we were stoked, but we were also we were heartbroken because this was the second leg of our parlay. Oh, in the Ned's pot. Yeah. Is there a lesson here for Rise at Dawn? Hadn't won for a while.
Yeah.
And his first up run was good. Second up run was a little bit disappointing. Like if he's getting spaced by Waterford by about 4 lengths, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
But I thought, all things being equal, I thought his biggest threat in the race was actually O2 Good, and I didn't like her around the valley.
No.
I agree with you. I wouldn't have found Von Hall.
No.
I wouldn't have found Golden Path at those prices.
No.
And I've decided to see other people with Paul Lockroy, finally.
Yeah. So you should.
Yeah. The most troubling, surely this is the most, Observer probably would be, but this would be the second most backed horse in the tipping competition, Charmstone.
Observer definitely was number 1 in the next race. There was more. Like, there was some that were closer to 50%. She was 40%. So she still had a big push. And I think the reason why she was 40% is because a fair few people jumped on Tropicus and he was obviously scratched. So they got Charmstone as a replacement in the tipping comp, which didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Perplexing. And she was the Team Green, not lay of the day, but...
by the boost.
Yeah, which is always a bit of a red flag.
Trepidation. Like, they famously... I think they went through about, Cup Week last year, and they got everyone right.
Yeah.
But I think they got their lays wrong.
Yeah.
So... if I was to have my time again, I'd do the exact same thing. Like... Maybe the draw. Again, the gap between runs, I really liked it. Stable confidence was there. Blake did not have a great day yesterday.
No, he didn't.
Unfortunately. But this is what the Stewart report says. So Blake Shim reported that the mare trapped well outside the leader, however, failed to respond to his riding from the 500 metres, and he could offer no explanation for the disappointing performance. A post-race veterinary examination did not reveal any findings. Blah 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 blah. So she'll find she'll have a vet's examination as she goes back to stable.
You were saying on the weekend, like, a couple of colourful things about the stable, but I agree with you there. I find them to be really inconsistent.
Oh, mate, I cannot find them when they've got a short price favourite.
Yeah.
They've seen them go down with, like, say, Hedged previously, with Globe, with this horse a couple of times, Ayrton. Like, when there's
Thunder.
Thunder.
He came off the boil a little bit.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, in heavenly peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're a good stable. Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely they are. But
Like, they've got this horse to be a 2-time Group 1 winner. And she had the best form in the race. Again, I would have the bet again. But it's probably something that I don't have as much confidence betting on that stable versus like a Lindsay Park in Melbourne.
yeah. Agreed. Only 2 drifters had Jigsaw, and he was like nearly 20-1. So well done if you found him. But if Charmstone wasn't in this race, I would have backed Tropicus, and Tropicus got scratched. So he was the only one where I was like, I could see him beating Charmstone, but no, perplexing. And if she runs in that race and runs like a really good second or third, you're like, okay, fair enough. Like that happens all the time. But to be so disappointing, it was really perplexing.
Yeah, not good.
Not good though.
Observer, official margin, half a length. I saw some people commenting, I bet on him to win by 2.5 lengths in the replay on racing.com or whatever. It's like, bruh, give me a spell.
71% of the hold. Observer, he was very well backed.
He just looked the obvious, right?
Yeah, he did, and Mark just took all bad luck out of the equation and went forward, and he was dominant. And I'm sure he's a short price for the Derby.
Yeah, I just don't know if they will go there. I just think he's too brilliant for a Derby.
Maybe.
And maybe it's this year's Riff Rocket, maybe. But I think this horseman, in my opinion, wouldn't have looked out of place in a Cox Plate this year.
Yeah.
And let's put it this way: I think he beats nepotism home.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I think so.
J-Mac was going so well that he actually got Providence to show something. Absolutely rattled home. So maybe that horse could do something in a Derby, stepping up as well.
I thought O'Shamus was pretty good.
Yeah, you know, one member of our table yesterday was just. He was throwing around these names left, right, and centre. I don't think he tipped anything at single figures yesterday. So well done to you. You were keen on options. Did you have any eyes on him for the run? I'm assuming you did.
Yeah, he just got too far back and he actually ran home really well. If he goes to a Derby, I still think he's a winning chance. This impending colt,
interesting.
Alternatively, is his mare. I don't know who the sire of Alternatively is his mare. She's a British thing. So I think he's got loads of talent. He just doesn't have a racing pattern to suit at this stage of his career. But and also from that gate, like what do you do?
The rider Mark Zara was fined $1,500 under the provisions of AR 131B for failing to ride his mount out until the end of the race. Do you reckon Mark really gives a shit?
Mark doesn't give a flying fuck. He's Mark. He's just a naughty boy.
He is a naughty boy. That was the Valley for the last time in its current configuration. They are basically the configuration of the track's going to be very similar to Doomben. So a bit tighter. Instead of like a 200-metre straight, about 300-metre straight, 350-metre straight.
Yeah, and it was funny yesterday how long it took some members of the table to fathom, like, me telling them that the grandstand was going to be on the other side.
Yeah, but how are you going to watch it?
Yeah,
it's like, no,
so,
mate,
but
no,
the winning post is going to be on the other side. That's too far away. Oh, so the grandstand is going to be inside the track. No, it's going to be on like reverse, like whatever it is now. You're looking in the opposite direction, so the track's flipping pretty much.
Yeah, and you can move the cameras.
Very funny.
It was funny. Oh God! But we should have said this on the preview as well. But Mooney Valley. I've been to Doomben. I've been to Eagle Farm. I've been to Flemington. I've been to Royal Ascot, and I've been to Mooney Valley. So only 5. I think you've been to a few more than me.
Yeah.
But Mooney Valley was my favourite of all of them.
Same here.
Yeah. So what made it so good was just feeling like you were on. Like could feel like I could touch the grass, and you could hear the thunder of the horses going by, and the sound of the crowd. Like when Pride of Jenny won.
It's incredible.
That mile race.
Yeah, the fan last year was incredible. I would have loved to have been there for Anamo's Cox Plate win because apparently the crowd was even more hectic.
Yeah, because Team Blue 2.0, who are, they had to merge, they hemorrhaged that much money. They put up 20-1 for him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stupid. It was my favourite. I think just because you could literally just walk in a triangle the entire day.
Yeah.
And the triangle was track watch the race, bar, mounting yard. Track watch the race, bar, mounting yard. And you do that 10 times. That was a phenomenal day.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah. And there's a bar right next to the mounting yard there as well. So if you need to have a little speck in Sydney, you can do that as well.
Good members.
Yeah. Great
really good members.
Yeah. It was fantastic. So hopefully, we shouldn't be so reluctant to change, but hopefully they recapture the magic of the Valley. And did you see after the last?
Yeah.
Everyone taking winning posts and stuff?
Pandemonium.
Yeah. Running rails, not winning posts, but...
So funny. Just lads what am I going to do with this?
I
don't know, but I'm going to take it.
But it was 10 metres of running rail.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you going to do with that? It's just I don't know, but I want it.
How are you getting that in the Uber? So,
it's free.
Yeah. I saw someone because I think near one of the members bar there was a Winx made out of Furphy cans.
Oh, really?
I saw someone rip that out and was taking that out with them.
Very funny.
All right, let's get to Sydney. I think Pearl of Dubai is a smart filly in the first. 3 wide with 0 cover the entire time. And she just kept grinding to the line. I'm finding Coolmore are having massive market support for their 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, and I don't know if they're much chop. Maybe it's first career start.
Yeah, but I just think they're always going to debut like that because they're always a high price, and they carry those silks, and they're usually trained by Chris Wall, and they usually have J-Mac. But yeah, you're right. In a race like this, if you're taking, $3 or whatever he started, defenseman, for a debut 2-year-old runner, it's that's pretty irresponsible.
Yeah. Especially because, I think the reason why he was a better price as well is his trials were run at a far better time. But Pearl of Dubai has a lovely action. Really, really efficient. And you don't know how good she is until she goes up to these sort of class, right? And she has good breeding as well. She is a daughter of Wooton Bassett as well.
She is. And Peter Snowden is phenomenal with 2-year-olds.
Now, Thrill Hunter, the winner at 60-1. Congratulations. Can't take that off you. But I cannot see him...
2 drifters.
Huh?
2 drifters at 60s.
Fuck. We should give him... If there's something over 50s, surely we get triple points out.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Next time. Nah, not this year. Next year. Yeah. Yeah, that's a Hail Mary, isn't it?
That is a Hail Mary.
Yeah,
but in a 2-year-old race, though, that's probably when you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. On
Just have a crack.
For sure. Yeah, the highway was awfully difficult yesterday. Southern Dancer at $12. So you have a $60 winner into a $12 winner, which makes it difficult. Poison Point with the favourite ran second. Christia had a good run as well. Yep. Imagine that's where the bulk of the tips would have gone.
Yep. Pretty evenly spread, but Poison Point and Christa.
Yeah. The midway, Oakfield Jupiter. The Source gets his first win winner in Sydney for about, 4 weeks.
In a midway.
Yeah. But yeah,
Pretty popular, 20%.
$5.
Yeah.
Exact expectations. So she's good. Barry was dog shit, but I think she's better than midway grade, this horse. So expecting bigger and better things from her. I'm fascinated to see how many people tipped Point and Shoot.
50%.
Bang on market expectations.
Yep.
So what we were doing yesterday at the pub, right, was we were basically having a set amount of bet, and we had that allocated for all races in Sydney and Melbourne. Very similar to a Ned's hosted pod, actually.
Yeah.
But we weren't making all of the decisions. This was my race. Now, I did not have a bet in it because I'm like, you're asking me to take $2 for Point and Shoot? And the other horse I was making a case for was Kintyre, and he was $4. Are you kidding me?
No, you couldn't.
I couldn't do it.
Couldn't possibly.
I was so thank goodness, because I backed in our J-Mac for his best bet in Brisbane of all places. So, yeah, 50%. Jeez, that's tough. The Brian Crowley Sky Glider, smart colt.
Yeah, that was a good win by Skyglider. When Peloton loomed up, I was like, huh?
Market support too.
Yeah, he did, Skyglider. Let me have a quick look at what the drifters reckon. 13% of the drifters. It was pretty evenly spread across Grand Eagle, Young Mr. Grace, and Memo. But Skyglider had a bit of support, and it was a good win. Really good win.
On speed, I think it was definitely no disadvantage to be on speed at Randwick.
Oh,
With the
yeah.
rail out 7 metres yesterday.
Yeah.
I was really warming to Memo, just that point barrow form, but her winning strike rate suggests that she's just too inconsistent.
Nonnies are non-winners.
Yeah, so that's lesson learnt there. And she's got some sort of talent, but horses with some sort of talent can run on a bit and not win. So don't get lured in to the the seductive replays. You know what I mean? Linda Mann, is this the best backed horse all day?
80%.
Fuck.
It was the most obvious $1.50 pop I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, like
really long
since
time.
like Mr. B in those setups like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a real obvious, if you got Kovalika and Militarize in and around the market, it's like, come on, please.
If I was to make a case against him, it'd be like he's only 2 from 16 at the track, but he's probably been racing in Group 1s at the track.
Yeah.
So it's like...
What's his strike rate up to now? Linda Mann.
7 from 34, if that's up to date? Maybe 8 from 35.
6-year-old gelding.
So it'd be over 20% now.
Yeah, so 35 starts, 8 wins, and then he's had 11 placings. So
Last 12 months, he'd have either 3 wins from 13 starts or 4 wins from 14 starts.
yeah. So he's just found some real consistency. He gets along with Nash really well, just leads, and it takes a good horse to run him down.
It does. I'm glad they kept Mason Louis a week, because he's going to go to the Rosehill Gold Cup that's going to be at Randwick next week, and he's going to be awfully hard to beat there.
Yes.
So
Is the Golden Eagle at Randwick?
Yep.
Oh, shit, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I'd say they'll probably run in the True next week.
Yeah, if it's out 7 metres last week, yeah.
You know why? Because I think it's probably getting to a stage where, because they extended the amount of horses that were actually able to run at the 1,500 metre start at Rosehill for the Golden Eagle
Yeah.
to allow for more internationals, they'll basically just go have at it at Randwick, because it's a much bigger track, to allow more acceptances, I'd imagine. And I'd say in general, Randwick will probably have higher turnover as well.
Yeah, I'd say so. And I also think it's from Racing New South Wales to Rosehill, because they wanted to sell it. Yeah. They're like, well, we're not going to give you this.
Yeah. Well, probably. I hope he's not done with yet. So Yeah, nice win.
Good win.
Rivellino, very unlucky. So, back in grade. But I've got a thought that if Rivellino's like making a case, I really just don't have I have a really stinky opinion of that horse. So I don't think there's any superstars.
Do you know what? The thing with this horse, and you pointed it out, his first mounting yard for the prep, they were talking about, and they asked Chris Lee's the trainer, how's he developed in the off season? Oh, he's put on a bit of weight, but he hasn't really gotten that much bigger. He's put on like 10 kilos or something like that. And you raised it. It's like, okay, this guy's just not taking that next step.
No.
And he's clearly a talented horse, but I don't think he's talented. He's not going to be winning group races, I don't think, Rivellino.
Well, maybe, like, that was his fourth run of the prep as well. So maybe he has, like, kind of taken that development within the preparation as well. Like, you can see the rapid rise that some of these horses can take, like, from one run. So 4 runs for him, he probably needs it. But at this sort of level, like, when he's against open company, he's not going to be doing jack shit.
No, he's not. So it's an interesting one because he was a good 2-year-old and he still got his nuts. So it's an interesting one to see what they do with him. But he was popular yesterday. He had 40%. Real Nation was the next popular and then No Hope. So we weren't keen on him, but a lot of other people were. And to be fair, he nearly won.
Yeah, he did. He was held up at a crucial time. Should have won. Attica. So I think the sources actually landed up having 4 winners for the day. Yeah. No spoils at the price, but you had a midway winner at $5, Attica at $4, Linda Mann at $1.40, and just, we'll get to Steffi. But Attica, mate, this is a smart colt.
He is enormous. I was on Shangri-La Boy. I thought it was a really good bet yesterday. And 40% of drifters agree with me. And I just think I think he's a good colt. Yeah. I think he's just run down by one who's probably better.
Yeah.
And when he loomed up at like the 200 or something like that from the pack, I was like, holy fuck! Yeah. Look at the size of this horse. I was scared. Yeah. I was scared for Shangri-La Boy when Big Attica came at him, the son of Lonhro.
Yeah.
And Savatiano.
I think she was a bit of a leggy filly.
She was. Mate, she was good.
Yeah. I thought he might have been the son of Elise, because she was a massive girl.
She was a big girl.
And that's who, in the Godolphin Blue, that's who this horse reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah, she's Savatiano's a street cry mare. So Lonhro cross street cry. That's a load of talent, and no wonder that he ran a strong 2,000 metres because,
No wonder he still has his testicles under Joe Pride.
Joe Pride doesn't...
Mate, he said it himself.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he's still got his nuts, basically.
Yeah.
Colt with a lot of talent.
Yeah. So where do they take him now? Do they take him to a derby?
Oh, again, I think he's too talented. Like, I think with Joe, though, I don't know with Joe. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this horse goes to a Champion Stakes or something.
Yeah, Joe has a crack.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe how fucking enormous he was yesterday. He loomed up. He looked scary.
Yeah. Yeah. And
scary.
Mate, he came from 8th at the 400 on a day where it was a bit difficult to actually make ground. So I think that's going to add merit to the win. And how much does this horse win by if he draws a gate? So sensational ride by Hippo. He's in sensational form as well. Nash, he's rediscovered some good form as well, Nash.
They're the only two.
Yes, mate.
I think Shangri-La Boy is a good horse, and with his racing pattern, he'll win some good races. Yeah. Is he going to be a Group 1 weight for H horse? Only time will tell. I think Attica's more talented from what we've seen.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch for Queen of Clubs or Within the Law, potentially head into a VRC Oaks, but get a good feeling. Probably going to start a short price favourite in the Wakeful on Derby Day. I think she'll probably be the hardest to beat of like the Victorians that we've seen. we'd be remiss not to talk about Federalist.
Some well-bred horses in this race.
9th.
I mentioned this yesterday, and I'm a bit of a fucking breeding nut, but like Arcadia Queen was a 2,000 metre horse if I've ever seen one who was just good enough to be a good sprinter, and we've had a few of them, along the journey doing this podcast, but the pairing with I'm Invincible, like you're thinking, okay, she's a superstar and he's a superstar stallion, like that makes sense, and I'm like, well, I'm Invincible until yesterday didn't have a single stakes winner over 1,600 metres or further. I hope is I'm Invincible. So the pairing of I'm Invincible and Arcadia Queen, I personally wouldn't have taken that route. She's by Piero, who's the son of Lonhro. You take Arcadia Queen to Street Boss. Because Street Boss has an Animo who can run in a Cox Plate, but was a good 2-year-old and win a Cox Plate. But then you've got Tempted and Tentaris are also by Street Boss, so they can sprint clearly. Your guy Traffic Warden's by Street Boss. Yeah. Street Boss Arcadia Queen. Like, am I missing something? Yeah. Unless Street Boss is by a mare there's intersecting bloodlines there.
Yeah. What about like a Pride of Dubai? Is he still with us?
Pride of Dubai is also the son of Street Cry, just like Street Boss.
Yeah, okay.
He's still with us.
Yeah.
Because should have got So You Think to cover Arcadia Queen.
Yeah.
I think could have won a Melbourne Cup. Would have been gelded, but
would have been a good looking horse.
Yeah, it would have been a really good looking horse.
Like Maurice. Maurice is a better option.
Phenomenal option.
Justify. If you're getting that, if you're going down that route, yeah. But yeah, Attica, smart cult.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see where we actually kind of land in terms of like 3-year-old ratings. Obviously, the Cornwall will kind of determine that. So we might have to do that in the review next Sunday.
Yeah.
The Invitation. Interesting. So when we did the podcast a day earlier this week, just because life. But Steffi was the one that we were really gravitating to, and she was an enormous price of about $8, and she did have a setback, so she actually missed 2 runs into this. So she was supposed to go into the Epsom into a King Charles, but I think she did have a really nice trial where she clicked up and
Bjorn horse is fresh.
Yeah,
she just hasn't shown that much as a fresh horse.
No, and that's her first win ever, second up ever. But not a typical preparation as well. $2 million on the line. She's going to be prepped up, ready to go. But she had a setback, came out and won. Mate, Miss Rombini had a setback, and she's run 8th. So that's the fine line, and both of those horses starting around the similar price. Miss Rombini actually started sub $3. But the market support for Steffi, that's the biggest go of the day. $8 into $3.90.
Yeah. Had to do it tough as well.
Yeah, she was super.
Mr. Rombini, yeah, that Price and Kent Jr. stable. Steffi, you had 36%, and Mr. Rombini had 26%. So, they were the only two really, with some for kicking up from Manal.
Yeah, disappointed myself going around the grounds with Manal, just because I just thought Steffi was just getting to a toxic price. But easily the best mare in the race. And a couple of my favourites, like Gerringong, nearly knocking her off at a huge price, where she's shown something, but not to that extent. And then the way that Bohemia ran, she ran last as a pop bet to a few weeks ago. Like she clearly is going better than that. You know what I mean? So, So we identified it, but I didn't know. I wasn't richer for it, which was a bit annoying. So yeah, Steffi, nice winner. And then Transatlantic. I was asking you the question. So yeah, you're right. $1 million prize, $580K going to the winner. I was like, this race was 10 minutes after the Cox Plate or so. I was like, hey, mate, how do you reckon Tony Gollan's feeling right now?
Wouldn't give a shit. He wouldn't have, just because Antino was so disappointing. If Antino ran gallantly into second or third, Tony's like, I've done everything I can, beaten by a better horse on the day, but there was clearly something amiss, and the entire prep was, he was saying that morning, he's like, I couldn't have this horse any better. Yeah. So when something like that happens as a trainer, you just must be super disappointed.
Mate, Kieran Maher was saying that, and he had a runner in the Cox.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't talk about light infantry, man. He was talking about Antino.
Yeah.
So I think he couldn't have got the horse going any better.
Yeah. So it's just a what if. Like, he's a 7-year-old gelding. Will he get the chance again? Really disappointing. But anyway, Transatlantic was great. And this horse is clearly a weight for age horse for mine. Like, the track setup was right for him, 7 metres out, and drew well, and he's got the right pattern. But he put this field away really comfortably, over 1,800 metres. So, 50% of the drifters were on him, so they were keen. And then there was a little bit of specking for General Salute, but that's about it. Yeah. NCAP had a few. Cafe Millennium had a few. We were keen on him.
Just wrong rail for him.
Yeah,
and
wrong rail.
Honestly, probably just better on his Melbourne leg.
Probably.
And just get him to Flemington or Sandown.
Yeah, but this race was worth $1 million though.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Shadizzy there might be a race for him there.
Yeah.
And might I say, we weren't the only hosted pot of the day to have a Barry Crocker.
Oh, really?
No. The main one for Team Red might have been a debacle as well, but we're not one to.
Oh, it's definitely not one to judge.
No. Tough day.
It was,
but tough day with the caveat that we did find some as well. So
yeah, I think
a bit frustrating.
I think tough day for me. I think I just wasn't confident and went left when I should have gone right on a few, which can happen. It's just frustrating.
Welcome to the club, mate. I've been doing it all sorts. So.
But look, there's a few drifters who must have had a fill up yesterday. So well done, the tipping comp winner, Kurt Raymond. Well done, mate. You've taken the win by a point over Paul Campbell. Paul went well last week as well, so you're on fire, mate. Just haven't won yet. Tyler Dewar from You. She went well into third, and Lukey Jones tied for third. Mackenzie Jones, fourth. Cord, fourth. He went well again, and so on and so forth. But yeah, well done, Kurt Raymond. If you hear this before we get in touch, please get into our Instagram DMs or flick us through an email. Otherwise, we'll be in touch tomorrow to see what you want to use, what do you want to get for your $500 voucher. So congratulations, bruh. Well punted.
Congrats, bruh. Have a quick look at Derby Day.
Yeah, for sure.
Victoria Derby market with the good people at NES, 2,500 metres with 3-year-olds. Observer, $2 favourite. Providence, $5. Autumn Mystery at 9s with Attica. I think if Attica's $9, I think that's telling that he won't be heading there.
Yep.
Azazel, 11s with Miwa. Options at 13s with Engine of War. I know who I'd like to take over those horses. Arabian Prince at $13, I think could be a play. I think he'll be much improved at Flemington. And then longer the rest. Yeah.
Observer will be very hard to beat based on yesterday.
If he's heading there.
If he's heading there. But look, I'm still happy to have a bet on options at 13s. I think he just sets up like a Derby horse for mine. Like, he's clearly got the talent. But yeah.
I'm going to see other people with Alcora. I think he's not quite up to it at this point in his prep. If he's there and he's 80-1, I'll have $5 on him. Might go on the quaddy. Coolmore, Stud Stakes, Baywalk at $3, 10 Tyrus at $3.50, Beedman at $4.50, Skyhook at 9s, My Gladiola at 11s. Forgotten horse in this market. Napoleonic at 13s, Raging Force at 15s, Point Barrow at 15s if she's heading there. Wow. And longer the rest.
This is a good little Coolmore.
It's kind of a few little different form lines coming together, but I think it's quality at the top. One of the best Golden Rose winners we've seen, Tentyrus, who we're big fans of for a long time.
Throbber.
Beedman, who, there's a reason why he's $4.50. I think that's still short for him. Skyhook is the one I'd probably risk at the price. My Gladiola, I think she's overs.
Yeah.
Then if Point Barrow's in there, I think she's a knockout as well.
Nailed it.
Empire Rose Stakes, 1,600 metres for the fillies and mares. Fangirl at $3.50. Like a Lucy at $4. Idle Flyer at 7s. Bounding at 8s. Pride of Jenny at 9s. On Display, always been the target for that stable. I could see her winning. She's another one.
Yeah, she is.
Damask Rose at 11s. Lazura at 13s. Probably beyond her at the mile, I would have thought.
Beyond her.
Benadryl 15s. Splashback 17s. Along with the rest.
Yeah. Fangirl's an interesting one. Like, back to her own sex, she could just brain these. I like a Lucy. I was kicking up for her at the 2-rack.
J-Mac is in Sydney for Derby Day.
He's in the Golden Eagle Autumn Glow.
Yeah, so if she was to come down, it wouldn't be him that's riding. But who knows? If J-Mac's not coming, we saw Hugh for Cox Plate. I wouldn't be surprised. And he rode Fangirl in the Golden Eagle where she nearly won.
Yep.
I reckon,
good point.
So I reckon Hugh would probably come down and he'd probably just be the number one stable rider for Waller.
Yeah, otherwise maybe Mark or Damien Lane. But it's a good little race, the Empire Rose. I like a Lucy. She profiled like a horse who would enjoy Flemington after running well in the 2-rack.
Yeah.
But she's pretty short at 4s. Idle Flyer was a good winner last start. I think she'd need to improve to win this. And a Bounding, she was good last start, but I just don't think she's a genuine Group 1 horse. So, interesting.
On Display at the price, I'll probably get sucked in. Golden Eagle, Autumn Glow at 220. Linebacker at 5s. Angel Capital at 5s. Panja Tower needs to do more form on that horse. $6.50. Lady Shenandoah at 11s. Big price. Evaporated 13s. Willie Do It at 15s. Seeples at 17s. Manal 19s. Idle Fly 21s. Along with the rest.
Seeples is a big price.
He is.
Really big price.
You have to... Got galloped on, lacerations.
Yeah. That's why you're getting 17s, but...
That's still overs for me.
Yeah. You're taking 17s thinking, if he runs up to his Rupert Clark, then he's a top 3 chance. And he's at an each way price. $4.20 to place at the moment. Autumn Glow is going to be incredibly hard to beat.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty good. And that's pretty much all she rode. No Furphy Sprint in this, which is a real shame. Actually, they have the early markets out on racing.com or the likely fields.
Yes.
Breaking news, Deacon out of the Melbourne Cup. So that's...
Wow, that sucks.
That does suck. Got the Derby, Empire Rose, Damien Oliver. Oh, okay. It's not out yet. So that's good. Built it up for absolutely nothing. So, but Derby Day, mate, it's our favourite day. It's still my favourite day.
It's my favourite day easily.
Yeah, you're going down.
I am going down to Melbourne for Derby Day. Can't wait. It's been a while. And I figured I needed to get it done this year because, the water's looking murkier in the future. So, just strike while the iron's hot, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a fair point. It happens quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, 300 of the best or 300 mediocre episodes. You be the judge. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. And yeah, if you're having a bet, do it with Neds. If you want to give us a subscribe on YouTube, give us a follow on the Instagram, maybe even add a little comment or a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. That'd be nice.
Yeah, 300 of the best, like you said. There's been some elite batsmen who've never scored a 300
true.
in their career. We have.
Yeah. And, we're going to go past the Don by this time next year. So.
Shit.
Yeah, that's some serious areas.
Brian Lara in our sights.
All right. Hooroo.
See yous.